Welcome back, everyone, to the latest episode of The Mistaken, where this group of adventurers continue their journey across Barovia, attempting to break the curse upon the land that is Strahd von Zarovich. The party, in their last foray, fought against the Elder Aboleth, the one who had sunk Octavian's ship. It was a hard-fought battle involving some more powerful entities than perhaps even the gods intended. Who knew that Kurtor Priest could do quite as much damage as that multiple times? However, the party proved successful, and upon doing so, released the full form of the spirit of Sharkana, who granted them improved strength, powering them up and leveling them up. However, they were also given the opportunity to rest and recover before leaving in case there were further dangers on their journey out. And it is in that sleep that we begin our session. And we shall start with you, Octavian.
Yes.
In your dream, you find yourself once again aboard your ship.
Mm-hmm.
However, unlike before, where the rigging was perhaps torn, the sails ragged, the deck unkempt, and everything manned by skeletal or otherwise undead versions of your crew. The ship is in pristine condition. You recognize one such figure, a young Dowar, scrubbing the deck, making sure it's in good condition. You see a Hadozi swinging from the rigging, making sure all of the lines are tight and the knots are tied correctly. A sun elf stands in the crow's nest, keeping their eyes open, and several other Gith walk about maintaining the ship in order. How would you like to react to this?
So initially you'd be sort of surprised that it's not all, the ship's not rotten, falling apart as it has been previous times. But he would approach the Dowar, who I assume is Socorro.
Yep.
And as a sort of...
What voice did I do for him?
Can't remember.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll approach him, sort of stand there and watch for a minute or so, and then make his presence known.
It's good to see you, Captain. Welcome back aboard your ship. We've kept it well maintained. Ready for its next and perhaps final voyage.
Yes, we have, or you'll have. What? Forgive me for sounding out of sorts or so, but which is our next voyage?
Well, our next voyage, Captain, or at least the ship and the crew, well, we're heading wherever the celestial winds take us, wherever our fated destination is to be. Though I imagine a few crew members will try to take some detours on the way, visit some of those various heavens. I know at least one of them's keen to try to sample the mead of Valhalla. Me, I'm looking forward to trying to slide my way all the way down Mount Celestia and see if I can beat some people in a race.
You sort of chuckle at that. Yeah, very well. You were the finest group that I could have wished to have been captain of. And he'll sort of say this loud enough for others to hear.
And the Hadosi swings around, hangs upside down, and looks oddly familiar, almost the grin on their face, perhaps reminding you of another monkey that you know. And goes, "And you were a bloody fine captain, you were. But right now, this ain't your ship anymore. This is just a little farewell that got arranged. So we could all give our captain that fine send-off. That we do."
And what are you waiting for? Break open the barrels.
Yep, and at that word, what you perhaps mistook for the bombard cannon is instead rolled apart by several of the members of the crew, revealing it to instead, in this particular instance, be a large number of barrels of rum and other various alcohols. They each actually, let me think. One of the heftier members of the crew comes and smashes open the top, and everyone dips their various goblets and glasses in. "A toast to Captain Octavian, the finest captain that anyone could have on land, seas, sky, or the very stars themselves. A captain so brave and true that even when his entire crew turned against him through no fault of our own, except him, I personally think Dave did it out of choice, but we'll get to that later. Fought bravely, fought true, and freed us from enslavement. And now, it's a shame he can't come with us, but I think he's got a fine new crew, don't you, boys?" And there's cheers. Yeah. But, Captain, when you're ready to give up your sea legs or your star legs, whatever you want to call them, you know, we'll always have berth for you wherever we dock in the end. Whether that's all of us in the same place, there'll always be room for Captain Octavian. In fact, it's been voted unanimously amongst the crew that should we ever get the opportunity to put forth a commendation, we will be recommending and putting forth the greatest commendation that you are promoted at least 2 ranks. If only, and one of them leans over, if only so you get the better pay when you retire.
Won't be much longer on that retirement.
Yeah.
And Octavian will kneel down to Soccer and go, they will hold out the knife and go, "Am I taking this back with me, or are you?"
Yeah, that's for the world of the living now, Captain. Take it with you. And if you see her, pass it on. I'm sure she'll find a good use for it.
Of course. In which case, Octavian will remove his hat. It's a very large hat, and he will place it on Sakura's head. Keep that safe for me.
Aye, it's a promise, Captain. Keep yourself safe and your new crew safe. And give that vampire a quick kick up the boot for all of us.
That I will.
And with that, the ship lower one of the longboats for you. And you're able to row off into the distance as the ship begins to ascend a trail of stars which you recognize to be the Dragon constellation.
I always didn't know how to show off.
Now, greed.
Oh boy.
You, of course, had less reason to attend this particular combat. You had no ties here for treasure, power. This was more of a means to an end and helping Octavian, perhaps. Though I imagine, knowing greed, he'll find a way to charge them later.
Oh, 100%.
In your mind, you find yourself in a large library. In this library, you recognize the familiar fox-like visage of your current warlock patron.
Nephron?
Welcome, Greed, to what shall I call this? The intermental library is probably perhaps the correct term.
You should
I
probably
believe that
work on
should
that
work.
name.
Yes, it's not the best name, but it kind of describes. This library contains the sum of all of the information that I, or anyone that I have formed a pact with, knows. And it appears that as part of your most recent adventure, you have added a rather interesting tome. This Elder Aboleth that you thought was very unusual.
Well, you don't say. How observant
Well,
of you.
Aboleths in themselves, the psionic powers, the desire to corrupt and dominate as they do, that was normal. The fact that people had grown to worship it is also quite normal. However, it appears that upon defeating this Aboleth, you have actually managed to kill this Aboleth, which I realize might seem a bit of an unusual statement, but normally when an Aboleth dies, they are reconstituted back in one of the other planes of existence and will eventually return with all the memories of their past life.
So what was
This
different
one,
about this one?
This one, the organ or crystal or the source of that regeneration appears to have become damaged in a way that I had not realized was possible, and through my studies, I don't believe anyone really has realized that possible. Aboleths themselves normally are perhaps even more immortal than the gods themselves. For one to reach such a state would suggest it went through something that no other Aboleth recorded has been through. And yet, despite that fact, it was able to grow and use abilities that other Aboleths have not. That blast attack it used, it almost seemed to be harnessing that unstable psionic energy within its body to perhaps destabilize your minds in a similar fashion, which then echoed off. It's a fascinating subject and one which has definitely been a worthy addition to the collection, which is why, with the aid of Sharkhana's influence, I have granted you additional powers, as basically explaining how you got the level up.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Nice.
But the most impressive of which is perhaps the improvement to your armor of shadows. This, I would say, perhaps a more appropriate term would be an armor of gold, though you will see that when you get the opportunity to use it. It will
Well,
be
I like
much
the
more
sound of that.
effective. It will be much more effective for you and much more your style. Shadows don't really become you, but the glint of gold certainly seems to pair well with your purple skin.
Well, I can't wait to give it a try.
Yes.
Thank you for the
I believe
information.
it will even grant you greater protection than what Octavian did during this battle.
Really? Greed seems
Yeah.
genuinely shocked.
Yeah. So the spell, to explain this, the spell that Octavian cast on you, Barkskin, sets your AC to 17.
Mm-hmm.
This improved mage armor sets your AC to 13 plus your charisma modifier, which
Yeah.
sets your AC to 18.
Hell yeah. Greed's gonna be the
So
new tank.
yeah, it's definitely made you a much more viable thing and will help your survival, which
Hell
seems
yeah.
to be Nethron, of course, would want that because, of course, your survival benefits them as much as it benefits yourself.
Yep.
Yes. The next bit of information that would be useful and may grant you further powers will be if you can work out how to defeat that hag in the swamp. Should you, as a group, deal with that, then that will certainly be knowledge worth storing.
I mean, if you have any ideas how we can, any guidance would be
Not
helpful.
knowledge is your best port of call, but the knowledge is not with the living. But it may be within Beres still.
Embarrass.
Yeah, basically where the hag, that whole area where the hag is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It may be that you'll need to walk through a different mist in order to truly be given the insights you require. And with
Walk
that,
through the mess. Gotcha. Thank you.
and with that, the entire room dissolves into piles of gold for you to laze upon as your dream comes to an end.
Huh?
Yeah. Now, Aster, your dream is an interesting one. You find yourself once more in the Hall of Doors, with the various doorways that you are familiar with, and some which are more recent due to additions that you have added. through your powers. However, the doors seem perhaps jumbled compared to when you were last here. A door which perhaps you would recognize or previously have recognized as the door to Hohenheim is instead one of the beasts that you have absorbed, perhaps a revenant. It seems something has significantly shaken up your mind palace.
Alrighty then. I will. I sort of take the same stance I would take should I be prepared to hit something with my adamantine blade and track down the source of this alteration, though I'm sure I know what it must be.
Give me, let's say, a survival check as you begin the hunt.
I can give a knowledge of past life since I didn't use any yesterday. So
And this is in a dream, so and before the long rest, so yeah, go for it. Okay, so that's 23. Yeah. So initially, as you're looking about, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. And then, as if you were looking at, what's the term? One of those like magic eye puzzles where you sort of look at it and there's nothing, and then suddenly you see the picture. You see a strange, ever so slightly glowing trail that seemed to have blended in, but now that you really began looking for it and you're familiar with this area, you notice that change. If anyone else had been here, they probably wouldn't have been able to notice, but you certainly can.
I follow it.
You follow it, and this pathway seems to pass by many doors and even seems to run over some of them.
You won't be making your way back where you believe you should be. There isn't an escape here.
There
None of
is. Continue. Sorry.
None of these doors lead to the astral sea, and none of them will lead you away from this prison.
There is perhaps a sensation of movement from nearby. Um,
I turn towards it. I face the whatever it may be.
Yeah. You see. What's the proper way to describe this? You see what appears to be an almost shapeless glob of mucus-like substance.
Is this truly all that's left of you? No.
It seems to tilt and look at you almost. Actually, give me an insight check.
Mm. I can use knowledge as well, but I now have a passive insight of insane.
Yeah. It
15.
it looks at you with what at first you think is perhaps curiosity, but then a sensation you would not perhaps normally associate with an aboleth. There is a definite note of fear. What are you?
I don't rightly know. Perhaps that information is somewhere in all these doors. I'm something else. Something older, perhaps?
This what they call the long dreaming.
What is that?
Among our kind, if we remain, if our skin dries out too quickly, we can enter a state, known as the long dreaming, worse than death for unless someone was to return us to the waters or otherwise rejuvenate us. It is being imprisoned within ourselves.
No. This is not that.
And where is this?
Your memory has been cut away from the other aboleths, I'm sure. This is the end of you. This is all you will ever know again.
It seems to look at you, considers everything. Perhaps then you are one of them.
Them.
The elder evils.
I was born of something. Back where you were taken. Before you sunk the ship.
Hmm.
What were you guarding there?
A thing far older yet unknown even to us. I thought at first it to be Shothatug or Halushna, but it perhaps goes above even them. Though what could be above the hunger below or the eater of worlds?
Would you care to find out?
It seems to consider this. I will. It appears that that is the journey of this born. I will find these answers, and perhaps over time I will even find a way to escape this place.
Your stone no
Perhaps.
longer exists.
Then perhaps I shall become like Skathes, the Blood Queen. Or perhaps together we will become something new, something greater, something beyond the beyond. And with that, the pool of liquid, or the figure of liquid, just seems to collapse into nothingness. And in the distance, you hear a door slam shut.
Ponderous.
And as that door slams shut, the space itself of your mind begins to shift and reorder itself, leaving a door open for a moment where you see a familiar face nod in approval before closing the door, leaving behind the scent of flowers. And it is as that door closes that, perhaps unusually for you, Aster, as you do not normally sleep, but your eyes open, as if this was a dream, though you know it to be all too real. And
We can
finally,
multitudes.
sorry, what's that? Sorry.
I said we contain multitudes. That just actually. Huh. Sorry, that's actually interesting. Just as I'm going through links of information, I found a link between two things that I didn't realize was a thing. That's interesting. But finally, we go to Misha. And in your mind's eye, you find yourself soaring through the sky on the back of a large dragon. So large, in fact, that the
place in which you sit has seating for several people, though only one of them is occupied.
The occupied space, that is me or someone else?
Someone else.
And do I recognize that person?
This figure appears, for want of a better word, imagine a shadow, but instead of being composed of darkness, it is composed of light.
Lucian?
Got it in one. Well, it seems that our bond has been strengthened somewhat. And as such, I've now got perhaps a bit more of a. Can you consider being made of light physical? Well, I've got more of a shape, I suppose. Yes. And as such, more so than just your oath powers that you get from, making really good promises and, I guess, honoring Bahamut or the Morning Lord or whoever. You're instead getting some power straight from me and from your sword. So, because I am your sword. Weird concept. But yeah.
Isn't that what you need?
Well,
Need
that's
to be stronger.
exactly. I mean, it's not the path that I was necessarily expecting you to take, but it's definitely one which I can see being very effective, particularly at dealing with, well, him. It's he's still going to be a difficult adversary, even with everything that we've done to prepare and grow in strength. But I think your group have made the smartest move. Not only have you been able to rob him of some of his powers by restoring these Fanes, you managed to kill, or perhaps in some cases convert, some of his strongest potential allies, meaning that your fight against him should be more straightforward. Though I would not put it past him to have some other dangers that nobody else is aware of apart from himself.
There is the part with his dark power.
Yes. You have the knowledge amongst your group, and I believe amongst you, you now probably have the power. But with the Fane still remaining, I worry that should you defeat him too soon, before that is restored, if that tie to the land will prevent him, his dark power truly being sealed again. It could work as an escape route, perhaps, and pass on that power to another. The dark powers are wily and ancient. Even some of them even worshipped by the Aboleths. Some of them perhaps being the result of some of the Aboleths in a way. Even if you were to rob Strahd of all of his powers and perform the ritual, it would be worth being ready for anything. Try not to use all you have facing him just in case there's some trick or ploy. That's how beings like him and the Dark Powers survive. It's how many evils survive. A true evil is never truly convinced they are unbeatable. Which is why you will often find that it's the evil ones that have the secret passages to escape, and not the good.
That makes this fight even more challenging.
Yes. And it's why it is important to do whatever you can to give yourself as much of an edge as possible. Gain whatever powers you can, make whatever allies you can. Even if they can't help you directly, they might be able to, I don't know, if worse comes to worse, and I know not really your style and not really mine, but a distraction, even if it means that that's their last action. Decoy. But I realize I've been talking quite a lot and I haven't really given you much opportunity to speak. So, anything you'd like to talk about? Any questions you've got? I'll do my best. After all, I'm a patron now. What?
I mean, weren't you always there already?
I was, but the connection we have now and the connection you've had since you restored me fully and since you defeated this creature and opened up a conduit, almost a river in your soul and your mind, has allowed a greater connection, which perhaps gives me more of an opportunity to do a bit more, which is why I've actually been able to, grant you some capabilities, even if that is just to curse people. It's a holy curse, so. Yeah.
Oh, if it
Is that
helps
a,
them. Hmm?
or is that a contradiction in terms, a holy curse?
Gods can curse people
Yeah,
if they're
I suppose
straying
they
too
can.
far.
That is true. Well, you're my limbs in the world, and I'm merely to be swung about, but at least here I can, also give you the power to blast people and damn them or whatever. So, any questions about anything?
I don't suppose you got the means for us to speak with the deceased from the days past.
Me personally, no. But you have at least one person in your group who I'm Actually, do you?
Should have.
I believe if you nor anyone else in your group can do so, there may be those who can that you have met. Or should you go there, go to a place of power near there, I might be able to pull some strings.
Place of power. We haven't been there yet.
Yeah. That. Yeah.
One other thing. This one we're riding. Who is this?
Oh,
Or are
well,
they just, or are they a spirit?
well, this is. What's the best word? I would probably say that this is what Argus wishes they could be.
Damn.
And perhaps you might even have the capabilities to make at least somewhat of that dream come true in the future. Who knows?
I do.
It's always possible. After all, if you keep going and doing this, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to grow stronger. Whether that be through my power or old shiny butt up there somewhere. Probably over there, points in a random direction. Or maybe you'll just find a scroll or something, you know.
That also works.
But yeah, during your dreams like this, I have a certain amount of influence on the dreams. So in the case of Argus, I thought they'd been doing a good job, so I thought I'd make one of their dreams come true for a bit. Even if it's just in a dream.
Well, Argus sure is doing his best.
Yeah, I think they are. But there's nothing else. It's probably they just sort of look up and then look at their wrist. Yeah, I'd say it's about time you wake up. And an alarm clock starts ringing in your mind as you wake up.
Yeah.
And you find Argus nudging you. And
I did
that
not summon
is.
you. We're in the underwater. He's suffocating.
Or you felt the. Perhaps you felt the. What's the right term? The sensation of being shook by a tiny soup dragon. But with that, you can all complete a long rest if you haven't.
Yay!
You can do the preparations of your spells
I
and
am so
whatever.
injured.
Sweet.
Probably. Yeah.
I will start tweaking all my spells.
Yeah.
I will put the mass cure wounds as my 5th level though.
That I think it's still active. That would have run out. I'm just removing stuff that would have ran out by this point. Some people's sheets.
Did you add that mage armor to my sheet?
Yes. So on your attributes, in your favorites under active abilities, you'll see Eldritch Invocations, Improved Armor of Shadows.
Yes, I see it.
If you click that, if you target yourself and click that, it should
Whoops.
activate.
No, okay. No. Oh, I think I
It's
did.
on.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
18 AC,
I'm just,
baby.
I'm just gonna check that resets when I take it off because it didn't like. Oh no, that actually breaks your AC entirely when that takes off.
Nice.
But you'd probably have it on constantly anyway. So
yeah.
I
mean, it's
I
free,
suppose,
so.
yeah, I suppose as Greed wakes up and casts this spell to protect themselves going forward, would you like to describe how this looks?
Yeah, so I'm sure, because Octavian normally helps me with my hair this morning, each morning. Greed does his normal prep routine, getting dressed, putting on all of his jewelry and everything. And as he's brushing his hair down, you see this shimmer as this wave of gold floods over him. And as it kind of shimmers and starts to almost solidify, you see this almost chainmail like garb. Similar to, what's the mithril in Lord of the Rings?
Yep.
Just a chain
Yeah.
shirt. It's like that, but just thousands and thousands of tiny gold coins.
Nice.
And after it solidifies, it just semi-dissipates, so it's almost a shimmer over the top.
Nice.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah, fairly well, considering we're underwater.
Underwater, and the events from yesterday were, well, quite fucked, to be honest.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah. Do you feel a bit more at peace now?
I do, yes. It was a much needed thing to do.
Well, you know where they are now, and they're all going to be waiting for you. Why wait, am I right? Sorry, too soon.
Well, no. Funny enough, they are. I spoke to them last night.
You did?
Yeah, they sort of explain what he saw.
That's telling Greed he might actually pop like a really warm smile. That actually sounds quite lovely.
You will notice as well, Octavian is missing his hat.
Huh. Just looking around. What happened to the old hat, but
Our new captain has it.
he'll just nod. Whatever you say.
And I'll dig into my backpack and into my bag and pull out the fancy hat that Strahd gave him.
Oh, nice.
As you look through your bag, you see the bottled ship.
Yep.
Looking aboard the bottled ship, unlike previously where it was completely unmanned, you can now see tiny versions of all of your crew manning the ship.
Oh dear. Even in death, I still can't get rid of him, and he'll show Greed the bottle.
Oh, those are your friends.
Yes.
Is it not the way of every captain to carry the crew along with them no matter what?
Greed will hold out his hands towards the bottle.
Yeah, he'll hand him the bottle as he'll sort of just finish breaking the arrows, you'll carry on sort of going
Make
through
him
his hair.
shake it.
Don't.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
He'll just sort of bundle his hand in his hair, go, you shake it, I pull.
Ow, ow, ow. Okay, fair, fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Win.
Aster did make an interesting comment there, I thought, in regards to that.
Yes, I agree, Aster. You know,
I should rightly make you all aware that there is a new passenger within my own mind as well. Not out of danger, but I should at least notify you
Well,
that whatever remains of that aboleth is within here. And I'll point at my own head.
oh,
I'm not entirely sure if that's a good thing, right?
It's
well, on the flip side, it can't come back.
Well,
considering that I absorbed its stone, or what was left of it.
in fact, it's funny that you mention it, and mention about the dreams, actually, because you know my good old friend Nephron. Well,
Yeah.
he visited me in my dream, and he was actually speaking about our aboleth friend, and Greed will proceed to tell them about the strand of aboleth that we fought, and I was never coming back.
It is ancient, but it said about me ponderously. What was it? Old evil? Something older than the things they worship?
Can I do a history arcana on that one, James?
Yeah, history or arcana. Or I'll even give you survival for this.
I mean, I'm +9 on survival or arcana, so either one.
It
Let's
seemed
go.
quite confused, like I was something it had never seen, never
Mm.
thought capable.
And just for the sheer fun of it, guidance.
Yeah. So
27.
you are aware of certain planets or stars that no captain in their right mind, or even the most insane of captains, would really ever go near. These are are stars and planetoids, etc., that have become infested by something, by evil powers. It is said that Akamar, a corpse star, dooms any celestial objects that draw too close. Kyphon, a purple star that has enough of a fixed place just above the horizon to be used for navigation, though doing so will always lead you on a dangerous path. And most of these are truly dangerous. Perhaps one of the most dangerous you're aware of is Atropus, the world-born dead. It is said to be a planet itself that is undead, and its surface populated by innumerable undead.
Okay.
I will mention the names that the aboleth had mentioned.
Yeah. So, their names you've probably heard of, Octavian, but not one to know too much about. Probably the most you would know about them is that Aboleths don't worship gods or even beings above the gods, such as these. However, they can sometimes show a certain reverence for them, which is often seen in how they structure some of their buildings or items they include in them.
Okay.
Possibly the one you would know the most about, I would say, would be the hunger below. But that's because you know of a substance called bile stone, which is said to be the compressed form of a tar-like substance that is left behind by this elder evil, and is often used in Aboleth construction as part of their honoring. It is probably at least part of this bile stone that was used to help contain the Aboleth purely due to its nature. But yeah, it's
Is it
yeah.
is it strange to consider, Octavian, that even after all this time, it may have just completed exactly what Dahlia intended to do with said Aboleth?
Yeah. I mean, they say if it's meant to happen, it will happen.
What secrets do you think it may have held? And there's like a ponderous aspect to Aster that is a bit odd. Like the way that Aster's gaze are piercing towards you. You know that Aster's insightful, but the way that they're looking at you, it's almost like they're looking through you in this it's different. It's different than it was.
Yeah.
There's still that fondness there in their eyes, but it's like they're seeing deeper into you, just on a level that is maybe a little uncomfortable.
Okay. I honestly couldn't say what else other information it could hold. It's something we'll more than likely find out as we progress if we mean to. As in if we mean to try and delve into the knowledge aspect more.
It retreated into its alcove to continue study. It may very well come back with more information. There's no place free of our influence that it can access any longer.
At least it's restrained for now, and it's got no chance of coming back, as it were.
Quite rightly, it likely would be no longer considered an aboleth by other aboleths. Again, its stone is shattered.
Well, one less of.
Its ancient histories now reside within here.
Well, I mean, the more knowledge you can pull out of it, it's not a bad thing. Just make sure that it doesn't try and do anything in return.
There's sort of a chuckle from Aster that comes, and you can almost hear, like you hear the different chuckles sort of like all in unison. You hear sort of Aster's like laugh that they have on occasion, but you also kind of hear it mirrored similar to. They almost sound like a little bit like Dahlia in the way that they chuckle, like it's only expected that something might be attempted, but
Yeah. That's fair enough. They just sort of finish sort of braiding Greed's hair while this conversation's going on.
Thank you.
Tarnish, why are you chewing on that coral? It's still covered in scum.
Nam, nam, nam.
One thing
Really?
Octavian would have done is the same as he's done the whole way through. He's picked up any ID
Yeah.
from the scum from the before we
Tarnish,
rested.
Yeah.
Tarnish, give that to Octavian. No.
Yeah. Tarnish has probably managed to get some of the IDs, but I'm also imagining that somehow he's managed to get like one of the sailor's hats and he's wearing it at a jaunty angle upon his head.
You can keep the hat. Give me the tags.
Aster will wrestle the tags away from Tarnish, and then I imagine Aster literally like full on like body tackles Tarnish to get a hold of the tags. Like it is.
Yeah.
It by all accounts doesn't look very nice, but it's how the situation goes down.
Yeah. Sharkana offers to not only guide you out as a group, but transport you out, as they can take you to the surface.
I will give one little once over on the temple or where the aboleth is to see if there's anything
Okay. Yeah,
interesting.
you can give me an investigation check.
Is that
And anyone
Kuotawa's
else can as
staff?
well.
Is the Kuotawa staff there? Because if so, I want to pick it up.
You pick it up and it falls to pieces.
Nah.
Oh,
Wow, 20,
Oh.
nat 20 on the investigation check. So the first thing you notice,
right.
as the
No fun.
light has now faded, this crystal here appears to be a gem of quite some value.
I'll go up and pry it out with my. If Sharkana lets me, I'm not going to just deface her temple. I don't know if this is her
that is
temple or
fine.
the Kotoa.
That is fine.
But I will go up with my adamantine dagger and just pop it out.
You can easily get this out. So this is a diamond. It is a rose-colored diamond. Worth approximately 500 gold pieces.
Ooh, that's enough for 5 charges of Greater Restoration.
Yeah.
No, wait. Do I remember that correctly?
Yeah, Great Restoration's 100.
Okay, cool.
So the potential for other useful spells.
Yep.
Let me see. Do you find anything else?
I mean, this ship was taken in a clash between
That
the
is
Monster
true.
Hunter Spelljammer, the Octavian Spelljammer, and this aboleth. So there's quite a possibility for anything that you would find interesting, or that Octavian or Aster would find interesting in this place, because of exactly what
Yeah.
went down before the
So
And there are bullets.
you find a carved bone whistle. Here's
Okay.
one such thing you find. I'm just assigning.
What's really funny is because I have the eyes of the eagle, I could have rolled with advantage, but if I was a perception check, but I didn't
It
need
wasn't
it.
perception, it was intelligence.
Investigation, yeah. It's still funny though.
Right, shall we get
So,
down a dodge?
roll me 2 D100s, Aster.
Okay. So
This is
carved
just
bone whistle.
last bits of loot.
8 and 82. Or rather 82 and or 74 and 8.
Okay. Yeah, so you find a small pouch. And you also find a small bottle containing a red liquid.
Alrighty. I stash them away for now and can observe them once we're out of here.
Yep. Okay.
And the rose, I already put the rose diamond on my sheet. So
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, did you
Yeah.
want to put it in the bag of holding?
no,
No. That was player,
No.
by the way.
That was Aster is not handing a valuable to Greed. No.
Sharkana will transport you out, and I shall take you back to I suppose the place I would take you to. Where is the map? Not there. Useless that is. What the heck is that map gone? It's going to be in those sets of maps. There it is.
Sorry, Octavian. I don't think any of your rum survived the battle.
No, it doesn't look like it either.
There are some empty barrels.
Damn.
Why is the
I need
rum
a
gone?
smell of rum.
Why is the rum
Yeah.
always gone?
It is. Well, technically, actually, I'll even say you would notice, Octavian, that one of the barrels before you leave is caved open in a way that seems familiar to you.
It's fine.
Oh wait, that was the wrong map. Meh.
It's fine. It's only rum.
Yeah. That was not the map I meant to click. I meant to click this one.
He says that out loud. Probably gets a few strange looks from everyone.
Yes. But yeah, you are transported to the northern shore at the base of Mount Baratok.
Mhm.
And
Give Sharkana a bow as we leave the waters, and I say, "A long life to your worship, spirit."
they nod and sink beneath the depths.
When we get back to town, we really should talk to them about putting a new temple or a new worship place for him or for them.
Certainly. Katia would probably agree with that.
Agree as well. There's no fighting among deities unless they are anathema to one another. So, I think that would be a good idea. I don't know why I'm channeling Baird right now, or Light rather. I'm too used to doing the accent.
I know
Aster,
that feeling.
Aster goes, "That is a wonderful idea, Octavian."
As we sort of travel to Baradoc, Octavian's got a small sort of piece of wood about palm sized, and he's using a knife and he's sort of carving it into the shape of Shakaran. Shakana, thank you.
Yeah.
He's sort of just whittling it away into like almost like the shape of like sort of pendant sized.
Yeah. As you arrive at the mountain base, you see near the bottom a very large crab dancing back and forth.
Memes are blocking us. It's a crab rave.
Is that you, wizard?
Crab.
It clicks once.
Hang on.
Crab.
Crab.
Mr. Krabs.
And then it dances sideways again.
And then the wizard walks out from behind a corner. There's just an inexplicable giant crab.
Now, after a few moments of dancing and moving around this boulder, as the crab comes out again, the form starts shifting away and reverts back into form of the Mad Mage.
I was thinking we could have had seafood tonight.
I don't know about you, but there's something I find rather invigorating about dancing as a giant crab.
All
I
the
hear
cool
that all
mages
life-
are doing it.
I hear that all life eventually makes its way to the form of crustacean.
Ah, yes, carcinization. Something I've considered studying 43 times, but not once. Or possibly twice. You all smell like fish.
Well, that's actually a good point. I need a bath.
Do you not have prestidigitation to
I
get rid
do,
of that
but
smell?
not the same.
To be fair, I'm going to cast Druidcraft because I can use it to remove odor.
Yeah.
A bath. Do I have a bath? Yes, I have a bath. He opens the door and pulls you. Yep. He has the door here now. And he opens the door and drags you all into his mansion.
Hell yeah.
Well,
Well, now you're there. Might be a bath. There might not be a bath. I don't remember, but there's a
yeah.
pond.
Do we need an intact diamond? We just need the dust for.
It's dust, it says.
Dust. I once went on a dust diet. It wasn't very filling.
Bit grainy, I would imagine.
Yes, but
Well,
it was the dust of cookies.
we may be able to clear up your memory, sir.
Mm. Yes, but first, a feast of chicken and ham,
Oh, hell yeah.
and possibly some turkey too. Come on this way. You can walk through the walls if you really want, but I tend to walk round.
Kool-Aid, just Kool-Aid man through the wall.
Yeah. The wall opens for you as if there was no wall at all. And for some reason, Arcus has multiplied, and I see two of them.
Wait, there's another. Where's the other Arcus coming from?
There's an Arcus here and an Arcus there.
It's the mage.
Oh, don't mind that. That's. He pauses for a moment. That's Sugra.
Sugra.
Sugar.
Yes. Yes. They're rather sweet. Or are they salty? Are they spicy?
I'm not licking a dragon.
Ah,
again.
no. That you have to. That's toads. Should always lick a
Carlos
toad in the
tries
morning.
to
It's good for the
step
mind.
behind him, and in fact, just steps on the table in front of him.
That. I appear to have a dragon on my table. Not the first time, not the last time, but possibly the 32nd.8th time.
What happened to the other point two?
They
It's
couldn't
missing a
quite
leg.
fit on the table.
Hmm.
Oh, I thought missing a limb.
Yeah. But anyway, eat, drink, be merry. Well, don't. I really don't care.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
Do we have to fix his mind?
Yes.
He
How
goes and sits on the top of this dragon's statue.
how hungry am I?
You feel an emptiness in the stomach that is unfamiliar, but perhaps even more so an emptiness in your mind.
Hmm.
He wants brains.
Memories.
Don't try the grey stuff, it's terrible.
Tries the grey stuff.
Said the talking chandelier.
Yeah. The grey stuff tastes exactly like you imagined something made entirely out of the color grey would taste like. Not actually made out of anything, just literally composed of the color grey.
He's grey.
Hmm.
Salted licorice can be grey. That's cool. That's chill.
Salted licorice is very good.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know what else there is that's grey, and food and edible.
I mean, anything's edible once.
that's
Yeah.
true.
So we should
Even
Oh,
your
that's
even
right.
your own
There's a
eyeballs.
whole assortment of mushrooms that's grey and edible and tasty.
Yeah. Anyway,
But
should we try and
don't eat them all, or there won't be mushroom for more.
should we try and fix this, and it
Does
sort of
add
like
more
gave him a sort
room.
of gesture.
How many
Ah.
5th level spell slots does Katia have? Just one?
Yes, just one.
Okay. I will gladly turn the gem into dust if that's what we need.
Oh, damn, that's
What a waste of a perfectly good gemstone.
Yes, but it's
Hmm.
needed.
Yes. The Mad Mage goes, I've heard if you want gemstones, you can take a lump of coal and shove it up your buttocks and clench really hard. I knew a dwarf like that. I knew a dwarf who thought that was true, and they were rather wealthy. Or maybe I just thought they were a tight ass.
Both.
Oh dear.
Can I turn this large diamond into 500 gold pieces worth of diamond dust?
Should you wish to turn it all into diamond dust, you can.
We could just shave a fifth of it off.
I mean, I have an adamantine dagger. I can do that.
These are not spells that require an actual diamond over diamond dust.
Raise that. But I don't think we're going to get to that level.
Revivify as well,
Revivify is
isn't it?
diamond dust,
You're,
I believe.
you're already at the
100
level for
gold.
Raised Dead.
Wait, is it a 5th level spell?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was higher.
Katia has access to Raised Dead. You might be thinking of Resurrection is higher.
No, Resurrection
And
also
Resurrection
is 5th
is...
level.
No, Reincarnate's 5th. I thought Resurrection is 7th.
Reincarnate's fifth.
Oh,
I've got it here now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is it in the Chris rules?
Yes, this is the Chris rules.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
Reincarnate
Yeah.
is
Well, if it isn't
oil.
tough until it's changed.
Raise that is a diamond worth 500 gold, not the dust.
Mm-hmm. It is entirely up to you.
Do we
There was
want
also
it
the
to
other
raise?
diamond.
Yeah, there's the other diamond.
Sure.
But do we want to
Yeah.
use that one?
I mean, we can use that one for raise that if we need it.
I think the other one is only worth 100 gold.
The sheet says 1,000 gold, 5,000 even.
What?
Yes.
What? Who she says that?
Yeah.
Diamond worth 5,000 gold's a bloody big rock.
What?
Apparently so. I don't remember putting that there.
I don't.
I'm
Maybe there's
Did-
too many zeros. Maybe it was supposed to be
Did you mean?
500.
I was like, do you think you
I'm
meant
gonna-
500?
I'm gonna
It
knock.
might have been 500, but
I'm gonna knock a zero off of that. It's now 500. I doubt they will notice.
The diamond just instantly like goes cloudier.
Wait, was that on Katia's sheet?
Yeah.
yes,
Oh.
it's the blood diamond from her wedding ring.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if Strahd put a 5,000 fucking gold
Yeah.
diamond on a ring.
I'm thinking
True.
the weight of that. That your hand would be sort of constantly down the side of you.
Yeah.
I think 500 is more reasonable.
Oh,
Did I ever give you a sheet for your bag of holding?
no.
Ah,
70 sessions in.
I mean,
normally that's something I do.
No one's used it
But-
either. So...
Yeah, it's because it dyes everything pink.
Does it?
Yes, that was one of the side effects for it. It dyed everything a shade of pink.
Oh, that's all right.
Well, we have 2 gemstones. Which one do we want to
Oh
powder
my
for?
God, I'm gonna be such a menace now.
So Katia probably wouldn't want to give up her one yet. I'd say
Yeah.
that feels like a story moment in itself.
Yeah.
If she was here, she might disagree, and you could make some role play of it. But for now,
Having it wouldn't having other diamond dust, because I only need 100 worth of diamond dust. Having other diamond dust is not bad for us. It means we can cast the
No.
spell again, or we could use it like the other 400. We could make oil of blessing, to add radiant damage to a weapon for a minute, which is another thing we could use it for. But yes, I'd be completely fine with that. It's
yeah.
You see Aster look at the gem, like ponder for a moment, and ponder that emptiness in their mind as they sort of meditatively like begin to crush it using their adamantine dagger and like a mortar or something.
Mordenkainen just starts walking on the walls.
You missed
If I
it.
sort of enter a meditative state to like search out the source of this emptiness, can I do so while I?
Yeah. Yeah. As you focus on this sense of emptiness within you, the feeling you get is it's not a physical hunger, though that is there, but you're obviously able to eat. It's more of a mental hunger, a craving that wasn't there to know things.
Intriguing. What was your crew like, Octavian? Like as Aster like continues to like crush this diamond dust, and once I have 100 gold worth of it like crushed, I will hand it over to Katia. As I just sort of begin questioning Octavian about their crew and like the journeys they've been on, the quests like before the fateful one. Just like ponderous questions, not even like Aster's asked questions before, but these are almost more like pointed. They are asking for details about like
Yeah.
these crew members' personal lives, like the things that make them happy, the things they enjoyed.
Yeah. He'll start just recounting information, saying about how most of the gift crew and as a race normally have a fondness for weaponry. Firearms, pole arms. Octavian's the weird one in that regard. He isn't too fussed on weaponry as such. But it's also unusual. He's also unusual anyway because he can use magic. He's not something gift can really do.
You would see a flicker of interest as you sort of mention, like you mentioned like shore leave for a moment. And
Mhm.
Aster says, like, just calmly, "What is your favorite food, Octavian? We've never learned it."
I don't know if I would really have a favorite. I suppose all my life I've eaten what's been given to me.
A hearty
You
salad.
know, he just looks at Greed. The look of just just sort
Oh,
of
of course,
shut
how
up.
silly of me.
Yeah, you've got, oh God, Snurg.
It might seem odd, Octavian, but could you describe to you what you tend to eat tastes like? My senses are different than yours, I believe.
Yeah. I also go into detail of how things to him taste, so how things are like sweetness of like fruits and vegetables, how a lot of meats tend to be more of a, to him at least, a more bitter, metallic, irony sort of taste and texture. Which is one reason he very rarely eats it. Because he's not a fan on the metallic-y sort of iron taste as such. Um,
You
yeah,
pursue this when you feel empty inside.
more I will tend to eat meat when I feel stressed or anxious. Um, it's very very rare I ever feel empty, as it were. I've had a long life. Yeah, I'm a very fulfilling life. Um, so yeah, it's hard to explain.
What do you do if you do feel empty? Or an emptiness? Aster tries to motion towards where the feeling is coming from, and I almost imagine it's like their motion is nebulous and a bit confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. If I
Yeah.
was to like
Yeah.
point towards a spot or like a place that the
Yeah.
feeling is coming from, like
I
where
feel like in this case, you almost perhaps go to point to like your head where it would be, but instead point to like in probably some weird, almost contortiony sort of way that Aster does, like a point on like your back, perhaps, like just
uh
below like the shoulder blade.
uh perhaps even Aster would open up their head vertically and point to the spot, like literally like open
Yeah,
their mouth and show
yeah.
like the inside of their skull in a way that is like more casual than they've ever done it. They tend to keep it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Huh. I can't say I've ever had an empty feeling there. Hmm. I'm honestly not too sure, Aster.
I don't have much to compare it to. The medical research that I've had access to doesn't really have much to say on things like me.
I didn't sort of chuckle slightly and go, no, I don't imagine they do. No worries, we can
What about
try
you,
and work
Professor
this
Orb?
out.
What do you think? I shake the orb.
Wow. That is a fine, fine question, Aster. An emptiness in that particular spot could be a side effect of recent consumptions. Perhaps the intellectual cravings of the Avaleth have now passed on to you. Or perhaps instead, whilst that emptiness feels like that, it could be what some refer to as depression, as that can often feel like an emptiness. Do you feel sad at all as part of this, or otherwise different?
I imagine, just for a moment, at the mention of feeling sad at all, there would be the momentary flicker of Aster's eyes toward Greed before going back to Octavian. It is like just the idea of something that makes them feel sad and their instant brain recognition turn towards Greed for a moment before turning to Octavian. I can roll a deception, I won't succeed, but
um,
I mean, would your deception potentially be a 19 passive perception?
no. I might as well try it.
Oh, I fucking
Yeah,
rolled on that nat 20.
I mean, even a 20 wouldn't, because -2.
yeah, there would be insight, not
Oh, yeah, true.
perception. But
True. What's my insight? I mean, my
it's a
insight's a
0.
15.
It's 0, so you see
Oh,
straight
I
through
see
this.
straight. I see
Yeah.
straight through him. Yeah.
Yeah. The other members of the party perhaps wouldn't notice this because they're too distracted by the fact that the Mad Mage keeps on shifting forms and now appears to be glowing in rainbow hues.
I have handed over Diamond Dust to Katia, so whenever she's ready.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Katia was somewhat distracted by
Yeah.
what was going on.
Yeah.
but yeah, there would be just that moment, and it's up to Cam if Greed even noticed or was paying attention. But
I don't
it
think
would.
so.
Yeah.
I'll let you have this.
Yeah. So
I mean, Octavian's not going to just call Aster out on that sort of in front of everyone. That would be, yeah, I will go over that one in a bit.
It appears there are some unresolved inter-party emotions that perhaps, if handled for, may help fill that emptiness.
Picks it up.
But then Katia will approach the Mad Mage and probably first time they've cast this spell will throw the diamond dust up in the air, almost forming like a starlight pattern in the air, like making a shimmer like twilight. And as the light of that glows over them, I'm describing it for now, they can describe it how they want when they cast it, will begin to cast the spell.
It's a glitter bomb for the audience out there. Just throwing a bunch of glitter on a guy.
Yep. And as that is cast, the Mad Mage's eyes, which were bloodshot, darting all over the place, suddenly becomes fully focused and looks to the party. Hmm.
How are you feeling?
Well, I am. Oh. This is a. Oh. This is the first time I've been able to think clearly in what feels like a decade. It's like my whole mind was a fog. It's like turning into a crab at one point.
On a
Yes,
few
you did.
occasions.
Maybe more times than that one time.
That doesn't seem like me. That seems more of Elminster's territory.
Would you be the owner of the
Well,
spellbook we returned?
yes. Yes, that is indeed my spellbook, and you have been quite helpful to me by helping restore my mind. Yes, allow me to properly introduce myself. I am Mordenkainen, Archmage of Worth, and the leader of the Circle of Eight.
Circle of hate.
I will stand up and bow and say, Aster Fenris Lightbrand of the Research Division.
I am Greed.
Oh,
A
our
pleasure.
name's okay now.
Yes, feel free to introduce yourselves. I will need to put that into memory, just in case I lose them again.
That's Tarnish, and Tarnish is like a whole chicken, like wedged in their mouth.
Is
Yes.
losing your memory a common occurrence?
No, but this is a strange place where uncommon things can occur at the strangest of opportunities. So
Are
it
you
is.
Let's say then sorry moment.
Yes. But I believe that you have all done me a great service, and so I will grant you a reward fitting of such. They consider for a moment what that might be. Uh, they just sort of sit there for a moment, pondering and looking through their spell book.
We're not losing you again, are we?
No, no. Each of you roll me a D66.
D66.
Yes. Okay, we've got some higher rolls.
It's all right.
I rolled a 63.
Yep. All right. So, let's do this in order. Misha rolled first. Misha, I grant you the Gift of Troll Blood.
Roll blood.
Yes.
Oh dear.
This will only be able to be used once, but you may activate this as a bonus action, is the term that some adventurers use. For the next minute, at the start of each of your turns in combat, you will regain 1d6 hit points, provided you have at least one hit point.
That's very managed. Nice.
Ooh.
So,
Makes it even more important that I am at least at one hit
Yep.
points. Cool.
yep, so make a note of that somewhere on your sheet.
Uh,
Greed.
Hello.
You I grant the blessing of the Golden Garden. As an action, you can choose a point on the ground within 30 feet of you. In a 10-foot radius centered on that point, wildflowers instantly grow, releasing a faint but wonderful scent that reinvigorates creatures that breathe it. Each creature within that radius will regain 2d8 hit points, whatever those might be.
Mm. Thank you.
Yep. So I put that there.
Are all wizards like this? I've never met a wizard before.
No, this
Okay,
one's
this
a lot more powerful.
you, Octavian, I grant you the Iron Grip, which you can use. He 3 times.
Okay.
When you grapple a creature, you can choose to use this gift. If you do so, that grappled creature also becomes restrained and has disadvantage on checks it makes to escape your grappling restraint.
Wow. That's huge.
That's actually mad.
Thank you.
Aster. Okay, this is kind of insane and also kind of weirdly fitting. Aster, you I grant the blessing of magical interference. You can use your reaction to cast counterspell without expending a spell slot or components. And you can do this twice.
Whoa!
Okay,
That
that's
is
a yep.
Whoa!
I'm imagining it almost as if it's manifesting like part of your powers to almost eat the spell. If that
I mean,
makes
I
sense
do
to
have that
sort of
ability.
Yeah.
I do have that as one of my abilities right now, which is
Yeah. I'm also gonna roll for greed one because greed one's not uber powerful. Greed, you can do that 4 times.
Yay!
Your one. Yeah. Your one's really powerful, Misha, being like the regen. So I think
Yeah.
1 time's probably fair for that.
It
Katia.
does have the downside of it being only when I have at least 1 hit point.
Yeah.
I need it when I'm at 0.
True,
Ah.
but considering I've reminded Katia they can cast Spare the Dying. Because they thought Spare the Dying was only for you when you were actually unconscious.
and I get the wording for this
Yep.
counterspell just so that I
Yep. And Katia, I grant you the gift of legendary athleticism. As an action, you may activate your gift, which lasts for 1 hour. For the duration, you will have advantage on strength, athletics, and dexterity acrobatics checks. Additionally, when you make a long jump or high jump, you will be able to leap twice as far. And this can be used Wow. Did I max rolled on every roll to determine how long you get these for?
Thank you, James.
You do.
Yeah, so Katia for 6 times. If someone can put that on their sheet.
Thank you for rigging the dice, James.
Yep.
I mean, I guess we did save him, so
Yep.
I'm just gonna note that counterspell, no spell slots or components, because it's just
Yep.
that's what it is. That's what it does.
Oh, that's just kind of hilarious. Do I do it? I'm deciding whether I give Tarnish the blessing I just rolled secretly.
Do it.
Up to you.
Sure, why not? Once and once only, Tarnish, as an action, can gain the ability of True Sight for 1 minute.
Wow.
Tarnish is like, I can already see what's true. What do you mean?
Now you can see what is hidden and what is true.
I am curious if this works. Okay, I'm gonna check it later.
But yes, and my memories tell me, hidden away as part of a conversation we had, that you require my assistance to speak to the dead. Possibly.
Yes, we are looking for information on the funky green woman.
One of Strahd's most powerful allies, and yet perhaps not an ally at all, depending on your perspective. I like that word. Perspective. I once went to a restaurant and they were fresh out of perspective. I had to bring it myself. That was when I was a food critic, of course.
His brain's going again.
But, why am I glowing? And he just sort of snaps his fingers and the glow stops. Ah, that is better. You should let people know when they're glowing. It's very rude otherwise. But, the Hag of the Swamp of Berez. What do you know of Berez?
We know that they burned a girl at the stake for looked like no reason.
Yes.
The region got corrupted and turned into a swamp by her presence.
Yes. The land was drowned by him and corrupted by her. And healing that corruption will weaken him greatly. Perhaps that was what I was missing when we fought. Though, to be honest, it was a lucky shot on his part. I mean, honestly. Someone as powerful as me, who can stop the very nature of time itself, being beaten by a mere vampire lord, it's unheard of. Then again, I sense that there was power behind it. But yes, we shall travel to Berez together, and there I shall grant you access to the past.
I do want to ask if you're as well learned as you seem, sir. Mr. Mordenkainen.
Yes.
What would an aboleth call an old evil? Like, what would that be?
An old evil. Let's see.
Really?
I'm gonna let him re-roll that. He just sort of stares off into the distance at
Guidance.
I
He's
did
still
not
loading.
it's like I did not like that dice roll. Re-roll it immediately. Better. Not great, but better. He then
Here.
stares at it again.
Makes it a 19.
You somehow damaged him by casting guidance.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
Bad guidance. That's
Damn.
You've guided me too well. The pain, the agony.
My ego.
Yes. To think that you would
Who-
need such a thing. Just for that, the dice shall
who was
roll
it?
again.
Who was it that hurt him? Was it Katia or was it Octavian?
It was you, apparently. Said Misha cast it.
Interesting.
That is better. I did not like those first two dice rolls, so I have willed the fate to change. Or perhaps I just stopped time and read up on it. That's for me to know and you not to know.
He stopped trying to go to a library for 10 rounds.
In
Why can
any
I
one
see him
word.
doing this?
Yes. There are many creatures that an Aboleth would refer to as an elder evil. They are the elder evils are ancient, powerful, and generally evil beings or entities. Their power could rival or even surpass that of the demigods, such that they could destroy an entire world. It is said they hail from the far realm. But wow, there's an actual quote from Mordenkainen in the notes on this.
Oh. Oh
Course
my
there
god.
is.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah. The cultists who blaspheme reality by calling out to elder evils often speak of a far realm from which these entities hail. In truth, there is no one place or space from which they come. There is the multiverse of things that are, and there is the multiverse of things that shouldn't be. There are the four elder eternal evils, some of which that have been reclassified as primordials. There is Dendar, the Night Serpent, Kezef, the Chaos Hound, Ichiag Orthil, the Elf Eater, and Gorathil, who apparently has no title.
Do any of these
And Gary.
spark familiarity?
Let us see. Let me just read into this a minute. Hmm. One that perhaps strikes a note is Kezef, the Chaos Hound, the Ravager of Heavens. They are a being that hunts the faithful, the souls of those who have chosen to venerate one god above all others. They have no taste for the faithless or the false, and are sickened by the taste of the spirits of the still living.
Is the
Which
familiarity more like familial, or is it?
I would say possibly, because much like the rumors of yourself that your being is perhaps capable of destroying the very gods themselves, it is said that the faithful who were eaten by Kezef, their souls are destroyed forever beyond even the recall of the gods themselves. It's possible that such a being is linked to the one you were made from, or perhaps an aspect of it, perhaps.
Could I try to tap into that sort of blood memory to see if the familial relation is older or younger?
Yeah, so in this case, I would say it's. You would feel like this Kezev would be younger than yourself in that sort of link.
You guys see Aster like blink, and then like you would see their like fur going in as they like shudder for a moment because they are terrible at lying. Always, you would see like a look of recognition at that name, and then just sort of like, oh no.
Yeah. Hmm.
I imagine almost you would see Aster's eyes like go like what, like Octavian would see Aster's eyes just go like almost unnaturally wide under the brim of their hat, just like. Mm.
They continue with their speech. Perhaps one of those that is the most well known, at least among scholars, is the eldest, the leader of the Abalethic sovereignty. It is believed that they are, by their very name, the eldest of the Aboleth and the ancestor of all Aboleths. Said to be so large they can use an entire city as their throne. That would be one that most Aboleths would call an old evil, even if it is one of their own. Then perhaps above that there would be Piscathes, the Blood Queen, said to be the source of the Aboleth race itself. It is said she travels across the currents of probability through infinite realities, spreading her spawn as a mere afterthought. Though perhaps one of the least well known is Zergoth. Simply by existing, he has the power to alter life, transforming it into something more alien merely by being in proximity to it.
Intriguing.
Hmm.
What sort of thing would be required to strike down an aboleth properly?
To destroy an Aboleth permanently, there are a few known ways. It is said that. Actually, let's see if. Because it is one of those that. It might actually. No, it doesn't. That's a shame. I was seeing if there was a Morton kind of note on Aboleth.
It's more Aster specifically trying to
Yeah.
fish for information about like
Yeah.
exactly why they were capable of that situation, because it is kind of like a bit concerning. And recent.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes. One way, supposedly, to kill an aboleth is to remove its ability to exude slime, entering it into a state known as the long dreaming, where if you are able to break its waterproof membrane, then the liquid inside will flood out and death is not usually far, though whether that is a permanent death or not is hard to tell.
I don't believe
Even
that's what happened, considering we were in the water.
yes. An aboleth is tricky to kill. Any new aboleth is born with the racial memories of their ancestors. Each individual thus having potentially the amassed knowledge of millennia, if not eons. So even if you were to kill an aboleth, if that aboleth had laid young, then those memories could have lived on, and in a way, so does the aboleth. Whether I get the feeling that your particular interest is something different.
More clearly, sir, I have subsumed the aboleth in its entirety.
Hmm. 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 He strokes his beard and then pauses and it's like, since when did I have a beard? No, it seems in my incapacitated state, I allowed my hair to grow unkempt. Unfortunate. He looks at himself for a moment. I'm not sure I like this look, but it will do for now. And, you are a very interesting one.
I feel like the vibe I get is he has his hand on my lower jaw and he's opening it and looking at my teeth.
Yeah. Yes.
That's the vibe I get, him walking on the
Yeah.
table over to me.
Yeah. The planes themselves exist in a precarious state. A seemingly small event could echo across the world and tip the balance. My task has always been to keep a finger on each end of the scales, ensuring it never sways too violently. However, such an event that you have described could have the potential to unbalance things to an unnatural degree. The return of aboleths to their prior locale upon death is perhaps a part of a natural order, even if most would not agree to said order. To break that has the potential to break reality itself.
He was already trapped here in Barovia. If we did not successfully subdue it, we could not save you. In fact, it was you who sent us to get rid of it. And if it were to die here, I believe it would be subject to the many troubles of this place anyway.
That is true. Barovia and the rest of the domains of dread are tricky. Truly tricky. The lies we call reason are fragile things, vulnerable and raw on the shores of eons, but in the dream folds of dread ancient royal seas of terrifying truth. Our age is an island in the ever primordial tides avow the Stygian wave. You have robbed the far realm of one of its inhabitants. Whilst they were trapped here, they were still connected, but now that connection is severed.
Well, correctly, you have to remember that I am not from the same side of the sea as you. The Mountain of Madness is one that I've climbed.
Yes.
I was born of it.
I wonder. You said that you are of the research division of the Light Brands, correct?
Did you know Lady Dahlia?
Lady Dahlia was young when I met her, before she became what she is today, or what she was today. As I get the feeling, based on what you've said, that perhaps they are no longer with us.
She knew that there was no recourse for what had happened to Octavian's crew. She intentionally made herself an enemy so I would not have to fight those I considered my friends, and demanded that I take action. And so I slew her. Just as she wished.
They consider your words.
I do not know what she was, but she was someone very dear to me.
Yes.
I would gladly let you delve into my memory if you wish to confirm what I say, but I am a terrible liar.
No, it is fine. I can see the truth within your eyes, and your teeth are quite nice, so I will trust your word. Dahlia was one of those that, as was the research division itself, that perhaps wanted to tip the scales in one direction to put the balance off so that those who could not defend themselves would not need to defend themselves. And in doing so, they advanced magic in ways that were interesting, if inferior to my own advances. And perhaps not with as much negativity to them as some of the more foolish arcanists. And within you, she has created a truly terrifying being, one who has the potential of infinite growth. One who is not marred by the evolutionary failing that is aging.
This is all
Immortal
before.
and insatiable, but not indestructible. I will have to do research and confirm some things, but I imagine that considering you have amassed a group of companions and considering where you came from, that the thought of being the last one standing is something somewhat abhorrent to you.
You would be correct in that.
Then, when our journey in Barovia is over, when you have completed your quest, should you be capable of doing so, if you wish, you may return to my side, assuming I am not with you, and I will aid in research that will enable you, should you wish to unravel the existence that is you. So even if you were the last one standing, you would be able to end that existence in a way of your choosing.
You see Aster consider this, and you see a small shake in their head, and they say, "To do so would be a betrayal of all that I am. I live for the children, for the unprotected. Even if I am to be the final, it is a future I fight for nonetheless."
Yes. Then it seems that you have a will of adamantine, or perhaps something even greater. I think observing you will prove a fruitful endeavor. Though I warn you, should you upset the balance too much, I will be forced to rebalance the scales.
Mr. Mordenkainen, I only intend to protect people, including
And as
you.
long as that remains, then we will remain on the same side. But know that sometimes to protect, it requires difficult decisions.
To put it plainly, Mr. Mordenkainen, I killed the closest thing I would have to a mother to protect those I care about. All the while I begged not to have to do so. But she knew Octavian would not relent, so she did not.
Yes. A a difficult thing. It is said that sometimes one of the most difficult things is to be chosen by the gods. In other cases, I think it is perhaps more difficult to be chosen for a destiny that perhaps you know to be right, but is not perhaps the one you would have chosen. You walk a difficult path paved with thorns, Aster, but one that will hopefully lead to a good end for all.
I apologize for keeping your time.
It is fine. I have not had much chance to talk in a coherent manner for a long time. It is possible that they briefly stare off into the distance, that certain aspects of who I am or who I was have still yet to return, but I'm at least in a stable enough state to offer some assistance for the time being. If I was at my full power, I would probably be able to deal with the hag myself for you, but that would require items and ingredients that will not be found in Barovia, nor perhaps even this version of reality. And then he looks at you, Misha, stares for a moment and goes, you have his old sword. Interesting.
You're familiar with
And
sword, right?
then, yes. I thought that destroyed, but it seems you have managed to restore it. Strahd will not be pleased. But anything that pisses off that prick, suits me fine.
Everything that pisses him off makes the sword happy.
Yes. And you, my fine tiefling fellow, turns to Greed.
No.
I think I might have once bought wine from your parents. You look familiar.
Well, it is me on the bottle, and I'll pull out the bottle that I had in the bag of holding that is now pink, but does have a
Yep.
picture of Greed's Greed's face.
Yep. Yep. The wine, which was once red wine, is now rosé.
Ooh, a rosé with a flavour palette of a red. Oof.
Yep. That's. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that. I think the other way round would be preferable in my case.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah.
Yes. Ah. I remember this bottle. I saw it once.
This bottle
He stares
in
at it.
particular?
Yes, that exact bottle. And he makes a gesture with his hand, and you see a fingerprint appear on the neck, and he just points to his own finger. I once held it for a brief time.
Jesus
Hard
Christ.
cut to
That-
like the
that
hard
bottle
cut
gets
to
round.
like hard
Sorry,
cut
go
to
on.
like little kid Greed and like a bald man like holding a bottle.
Yep. Yes.
What were you saying,
Ah.
Tank, by the way?
I was just gonna say, jeez, that bottle gets around more than a mercenary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Keep it civil.
yes, they were fine folk. Though I sense in you perhaps a desire for greater wealth than what they could amass.
What makes you say that? You've met them after all,
Mm.
haven't you?
It's just a certain glint to your eyes. Reminds me of a fellow I once met on my travels.
And who might that be?
Hmm. I don't quite remember his name, but it was when I was traveling through the land of Kryn.
Rin.
Different reality, so might not be one you're familiar with. Yes. He had. Yes. Well, maybe not him, but who he was with, it might have been. But either way, yes, there's that same desire, but not just for wealth, for perhaps power, success, fame, but mostly fortune, I would say.
Well, doesn't everyone?
To a degree. But for you, I would say it is a degreed.
Okay, I like that one.
And as for you, my astropotamus friend, perhaps when this is over, I will be able to turn that bottle you have into a true ship once more.
If that is possible, you would have my untold
Well,
appreciation.
all I would need would be, in exchange, would be a lift to take me where I need to go. I need to go give Bigby a slap.
Of course. Wherever you need to
Yeah.
go. And he'll sort of
Yes.
incline his head to him.
Yes.
We do, in fact, have a intact spell jammer that just needs a power source.
Ah, excellent. Then with that and that, yes, that should be entirely possible. But, I sense that this period of time is coming to an end, and that is where those watching will need to stop watching because this session has come to an end.
Or the 4-4 break.
Are we still in character?
And with
Watching?
that,
Who's watching?
we shall end today's session. Those watching, thank you for watching. Those playing, thank you for playing. I hope you enjoyed the dreams and the wacky shenanigans of a mad mage and then a slightly less mad mage.
He's still nuts.
I particularly liked the in-depth with Aster. That was particularly fun.
Yes.
It's a bit shorter, but I kind of want everyone to be here for the next bit.
Yeah.
So join us tomorrow for the other Icewind Dale group, unless I'm told you're not on for some reason, Misha.
We should be available tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
join
I'm
us.
really looking forward sticking up a giant spear up the hindsight of a demi-lich.
Nice. Join us Friday for the Temporal Tower.
Ooh.
Join us Sunday for Icewind Dale, though the Icewind Trekkers, though I might not be there. I need to work something out. It might be a Halloween party. Join us Monday for the Jumping Junipers, and
Episode
Tuesday
81.
for the Mistaken, where we'll be back.
Yay!
Hey.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye for now.
Don't stop twitching.
Bye for now.
Bye.